Oh no, no worries. We haven't started recording yet, so we're all good to go. Hey everyone, my name is Sam McPeak. I'm a student here at Denison University, but I am also a musician. So my style is kind of confusing in a lot of ways for a couple reasons, because since I'm a classically trained musician, I spent a lot of my time in conservatories and taking music lessons. A lot of my writing is based in actual musical composition. A lot of it is sort of centered around the idea that you can combine electronic music with actual instruments. So, you know, I'm a bassist by trade, but I think one of the things I'm best at is producing and writing music for other people. And so I'd say probably if you want like, electronic indie is probably the best way I could describe my style, just because of the like amalgamation of all the different music styles that I've always sort of bonded to throughout my life.
Well, I know you still be glowing. I'll take you through the night so all the world will know. Fly on this forever, so this ride never ends.
So my songwriting process is actually kind of interesting. A lot of people have this misconception about songwriters that they have to write about events or things that they've experienced, and there's a lot of truth to that, because it's really helpful to have that, but at the same time I sort of found that writing music, I like to write music based off of ideas. I like the last song I wrote with my band Soon. I wrote because I was thinking, okay, what would be a song that I'd want to hear if I was driving downtown at midnight and it's just me in the car by myself? And so we wrote a song that was based around that mood. And so I'd say what I like to do is start off by coming up with a mood. Then I like to come up with the title, because the title sort of frames what I'm going to write about. It lets me say, okay, I want to talk about a person, a place, or a thing, and then I write the lyrics based off of that, and then I sort of piece it together based off of that, and then I add in some other little changes to it, because no song's ever perfect, but you always want to try and see if you can make it as perfect as possible. So I'd say my first thing I do is I start with the title. Second thing, or I start with the vibe, then the title. Then I go into the lyrics, because I base my lyrics off the title, and then we sort of start editing and adjusting things based off of the mood we wanted to set.
This lonely summer day, so go and pour out a drink and let me know what you think. I'm here and I can be the man in your dreams. Girl, I know you're the one, so grab my hand and we'll run, and we'll make this summer history. Yeah.
I think with my story in my life, music has never really had a drawn-out goal. It's never had a purpose for existing. It's just something that I think is as fundamental to my personality as you know the way I laugh, the way I talk, the way I dress. I think music is just as fundamental of an aspect of me as a person as anything else. I think when I used to play lacrosse, music was the one thing that kept me grounded and kept me humble, because I was always around arts people who, are so different from being like athletes and lacrosse players, because they're just two different communities. And so I think if I was going to say I get something out of music, I would say the one thing I get out of music is the fact that it helps me build so many great relationships. I mean, my parents are musicians. My dad is a bassist too. My mom's a singer. They're both, former touring musicians and have plenty of history on that, and so it's a family thing. But I think music for me is something that when the entire world starts crashing down, because there's always a couple moments like that where things get chaotic and you don't know what to do. I think music is one of the few things that I can step back and, regardless of the situation, regardless of what time of day it is, regardless of what's happening, I feel like music is one of the only things that I can always have regardless. Well, okay, I would say when people hear my music, I hope that they see me in it. I hope that when they listen to the music, they don't just hear they don't just hear a song that was written by someone else, but they hear it like, oh, yeah, that's definitely something that Sam would have written. It's just something that's unique. I really just like it. If people are enjoying what me or my band or what we're doing, if we're making people, if they're enjoying the music, I think that they can attach whatever meanings they want to it, because I think that's the best part about art, is that sometimes people just attach their own meanings to it, and it becomes so much more than you originally intended. I feel like I don't want people to think that I want them to feel something, but if they're enjoying themselves, or they think that the music is good, or there's something special about it, I think that that's all I can really ask for, and really I would ever want, because I never want people to feel like they're put in a box, because that takes away from the enjoyment of it.
I know things will get so much better for me. So even if you go away, I promise that I'll never change. Watching that body move makes my heart skip a beat, and I dive in all the way. Up, is where we going from here. Up, is how I feel when you're near. Summertime never felt this good, so come and ride with me, babe. I'll give you all I should. Hey, wherever you go, you know I will be going. And when the lights go out,